more than me. You not more than me. You not more than me. You not my cup of tea. You not more than me. You not more than me. We in 2026 and that's the thing for me.
Whoa! You don't know. Don't try this at home. And the keys. Give it to the go. Let's go. Rio. Boy. Side eye. I coming through. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go now. Back it up, girl. 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 And the keys. Kill the redeemer. Boy. Rio. Wow. Give it to them.
I gotta go. Making way for the evening news. 1 minute to the hour of the evening news. Compliments of the good folks at your nation station DBS Radio. Don't forget live coverage of the quarterfinals on www.dbcradio.net pay-per-view. And good evening to our wonderful friends at La Falaise.
La Falaise Medical Laboratory, my preferred choice for professional and confidential medical laboratory services. La Falaise provides results for all medical tests. If it can't be done there, they will facilitate it through their international partners. Their main office in Roseau is open from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mondays to Fridays and 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Home visits and emergency services are also available. Call 448-0100, WhatsApp 276-5213 or visit any of their other locations. Picard in Portsmouth, Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Marigot, Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Or Grand Bay, every first and third Thursday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. La Falaise Medical Laboratory, my choice, your choice, our choice.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has reaffirmed his government's commitment to the Cuban Medical Cooperation Program. In news from the region, Haiti's security forces target gang leader barbecue in police operation. And internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump threatens new tariffs on countries opposed to Greenland takeover. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when we return.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep things going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
DBS News.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has reaffirmed his government's commitment to the Cuban Medical Cooperation Program, warning that any move away from the arrangement would be disastrous for Dominica's health care system. The Prime Minister made the remarks during a sit-down interview with a journalist last night at the Oasis Hotel as regional governments continue to face mounting pressure from the United States to reconsider their participation in Cuba's overseas medical program.
If you move away from the Cuban healthcare program, it will be disastrous. I mean, 9 out of 11 medical and nursing practitioners at the ICU are Cuban doctors, are Cuban people. Cuba has been a very steadfast partner with us in this. Obviously, the United States has certain challenges and concerns with regards to the Cuban program. We've discussed that with them. We're also in discussions with the Cuban government as well on how we believe that we can better fashion the program to address whatever concerns anybody may have. But we'll certainly see in the foreseeable future the presence of Cuban-trained doctors and Cuban doctors in Dominica to provide care to us. Obviously, quite possibly, there might be a different configuration, a different structure, but in terms of having Cuban-trained doctors and nurses in Dominica, we just can't do without it. And unless somebody can give us an alternative, because the reality is, many countries where you could get doctors from, so back in the 80s and 70s and 90s, we get doctors from Nigeria, right? So this is why Dr. Ade is here, this is why Dr. Fadipe are here. They came on that program, right? But because you have the Nigerian doctors being recruited by the United Kingdom and the Middle Eastern countries, they're not really available to us anymore. We had doctors from India as well. One of the most famous doctors, Dr. Taid, a psychiatric doctor. So we had that. We had a cooperation, and so we continue to discuss. But certainly we will continue to benefit from the vast knowledge of the Cubans and the Cuban healthcare system and education system in the foreseeable future. Obviously, there will be some changes to it, but not set it aside in its completeness.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. 34 established positions of public health aid within the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services have been created. Minister for Health Kasani Laville says this form part of government's ongoing efforts to strengthen primary and community-based health services.
It is an honor as I celebrate this truly remarkable news that speaks volumes about our government's commitment to the health and well-being of our citizens. By way of a cabinet decision, the Cabinet of Dominica has approved the creation of 34 established positions for public health aides within the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services. This pivotal decision is not just about creating jobs. It is really a testament to our unwavering dedication to strengthening our primary and community-based healthcare service. By transitioning our temporary and contracted public health aides into established roles, we are not only enhancing our healthcare framework, but we are really instilling a sense of security, stability, and purpose in the lives of these extraordinary individuals. This initiative will result in an increased annual investment of over $700,000, a financial commitment that really echoes our vision of a resilient healthcare system. When we consider the impact of permanent positions on our public health aides, the significance is really profound.
Minister for Health Kasani Laville. Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy, Dr. Vince Henderson, has underscored the high-cost technical hurdles and the critical importance of partnerships in geothermal energy development for small island developing states. Dr. Henderson was speaking at a ministerial roundtable discussion in Abu Dhabi. Addressing fellow energy leaders, Dr. Henderson described geothermal development as expensive, but emphasized that success is possible with sustained international support and collaboration.
I am tempted to tell my colleagues from the small island developing states, don't do this. It's too expensive. No, seriously, it's too expensive. But the good news is it can work. We can get it done, but it will require the support of all of us around the table. And I can see some partners here who've helped us along the way. So the lessons learned is strong partnerships are important. We need partners. We would not have started geothermal energy development without the support of the EU. So through Interreg, we were able to partner with our neighbors, the French territories of Guadeloupe and Martinique, to conduct the first test drilling in 2011. And that was through a grant from the European Union. We, down the road, had to bring in other partners like the UK. Iceland provided a lot of technical support. New Zealand provided technical assistance as well. The Clinton Climate Initiative for the Clinton Global Fund, we were able to work together. And it was just a consortium of partners that were able to assist us to reduce the cost. So my plea to us, Irina, I know that Irina has taken a very active role in promoting geothermal energy development. But the key thing is we really need to help member states to, one, de-risk. We need grants, contingent grants, full grants, special facilities to determine the resource, and the tool that the gentleman just shared with us, GeoMap, can be useful. But the truth is, when you start looking at drilling 2 wells, it really doesn't make much economic sense. And I think it is where we really need the partnership. In our case, small systems, small island states, we need that type of partnership.
Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy, Dr. Vince Henderson. In other news this evening, the Cabinet has approved the establishment of an agricultural land lease facility targeting young farmers. The new facility is aimed at promoting investment in agriculture, aquaculture, mariculture, agroprocessing, and forestry. The decision was taken during a cabinet meeting which took place on Wednesday. According to the government, the facility will operationalize its commitment under the 2025-2026 budget to make available a minimum of 300 acres of state land across Dominica for agricultural use. According to a press release by the government, Cabinet approved the allocation of state lands for agricultural leasing from 1 to 5 acres leased at $1 per acre per annum for the first 5 years. Cabinet also approved the appointment of a technical advisory committee, the engagement of a pupil surveyor as agricultural land lease technician, and the adoption of standardized lease terms and conditions. The press release further stated that the facility is intended to increase agricultural production, support young farmers, strengthen food security, and drive sustainable rural economic development. National Security Minister Rayburn Blackmore is reporting a decline in some major crimes ending December 2025. He says, however, gun violence remains a major challenge for the Dominican public and the police force.
I'm happy to report that for the year ending 2025, that we have seen a continuation of a decline in other areas of serious crime. And I want us to put hands together to the Dominican public and also the members of the police force for demonstrating that notwithstanding the challenges that we're confronted with insofar as, let us get it right, insofar as gun crime is concerned. And that is something we have to deal with and tackle frontally. But the country, in all the other major areas of crime, whether it's burglaries, rape, taking convenience, just name it, we have seen historic, significant lows. To the extent to which, we're just trying to draw reference to the last program we had on DBS Radio last week Thursday, when the Deputy Chief of Police made reference to the fact that we have seen, in some cases, 300% decline in some of the major areas of crime, namely burglary, from the 90s to now. And I think that in itself speaks of the maturity of this country, that the country is emerging. And it's for us to also appreciate the fact that if we are able to keep the other areas, insofar as crime is concerned, at this historic low, so too we can confront this dangerous crime. I use the word dangerous. Gun violence causes death, causes loss of life.
National Security Minister Rayburn Blackmore. Mayor of the Town of Portsmouth, Kerry Brady Prince, says the Posse Tongmas will showcase local companies and groups from the towns of Portsmouth and Roseau. The Tongmas, which is part of the 2026 Carnival calendar of events, will take place tomorrow from 3 p.m. Mayor of the Town of Portsmouth, Kerry Brady Prince, spoke to DBS News ahead of tomorrow's event.
It's really going to be a highlight, showcasing more in a novelty style what Posse has to offer, its contribution to Mass Dominic 2026. And tomorrow the streets of Portsmouth will come alive from 3 in the afternoon. We'll be showcasing some of our novel groups, namely our Mystic Masqueraders, which is our recently reformed group, our Sensei Band. We have business houses on the road showcasing their businesses in the forms of T-shirt bands. So you have Royal Ink Investments, who is a marketing firm, who is also having their t-shirt band. We have RTE, which is Royal Touch Empire, who will be showcasing their business, among others. We'll also be having a few of the other participating groups from outside of Portsmouth, the Babwa, and we'll have, I believe, Sakis Lapo Cabwit with us also, and some of the business houses from outside of Portsmouth will be part of it tomorrow, participating in the opening. We'll have 3 big bands on the road tomorrow. We'll have our very own Posse band, the Rhythm Knockers band, very upcoming band, and they'll be on the streets with us from the start of the parade. And thereafter, in the afternoon, well, the 2 giants, in the Bouillon Ring, the Signal Band, and the Triple K Band will be on the streets of Portsmouth.
The mayor says stringent measures will be implemented to ensure the safety of carnival lovers and the wider community.
And we have been working closely with the Portsmouth Police Station to ensure that there will be additional presence of the police throughout the parade. There will be heightened security. There are strategic areas in Portsmouth will ensure that's well lit. For example, the Benjamin Park that open space will be lit throughout the entire evening of the parade. So just very strategic things that we have thought of done to ensure that the place is safe, much safer. We want to just reiterate that, yes, we've been having a few unfortunate events in Portsmouth, but generally, Portsmouth is a place of peace. Portsmouth is a place of love. Portsmouth is a place of unity. And we're not overlooking the fact that there have been, some recent incidences, but that shouldn't deter people from coming to join us to celebrate and to have a good time.
Mayor of the Tongue of Portsmouth, Kerry Brady Prince. That's the national focus, regional and international developments up next.
Whoa. It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. 'Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep this going. The people we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
DBS News.
In news from the region, the Haitian National Police have confirmed that it carried out an operation on the stronghold of the gang leader Barbecue earlier this week. The police said that the operation included members of the Armed Forces of Haiti and the Gang Suppression Force. Video footage of the operation shared online showed a large explosion, destroying at least one building and affecting nearby houses with a large smoke cloud released into the air. It was not immediately clear if anyone was killed or injured or arrested in the operation. In its statement, the police said that it had carried out an operation targeting the house of the gang leader. And internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to place tariffs on nations that do not go along with his ambitions to annex Greenland. Trump said at a White House meeting that he may put a tariff on countries if they do not go along with Greenland, which is a self-governing territory that is controlled by Denmark. He did not say which countries might be hit with new tariffs or what authority he would invoke to use tariffs in pursuit of his goal. Along with Denmark and Greenland, other countries oppose his ambitions, and many in the U.S. have expressed doubt about an acquisition. That's news, the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next with Ali and Christopher.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets, PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Well, good evening to the DBS Evening's Sport Report. I'm Alian Christopher. Second Vice President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Liam Sebastian, says the late Jesse Badwill will be remembered for his commitment to the sport, financial accountability, and great personality. The former treasurer of the Dominica Cricket Association and board member of the Windward Islands Cricket Board was laid to rest today. He passed away in December following a brief battle with illness. The cricketing community, friends and family of the late Jesse Badwill came out in numbers to bid farewell. Sebastian recalled some of his fondest memories with Jesse.
Those of us who worked with Jesse at the Cricket Association knew his priorities clearly: financial integrity and preparedness. One phrase of his will forever echo in my mind: Liam, the money reach. I would ask, which money? Jesse always put away some funds in a secondary DCL account for dark days. At times when the president will call us panicking about financial deliverables, Jesse would be laughing. Liam, let his head hurt him stay. We have some money saved with the credit union from whenever. When I'm ready, I will just tell him to go in the office and sign a check. And that was Jesse, always planning ahead, always protecting the future, even when others seemingly questioned his methods. Time and time again, his foresight proved him right. Jesse had a presence that lit up every room he entered. He was the life of the party, always ready to laugh, share, and bring people together. His warmth, generosity, and infectious spirit touched countless lives. He gave freely his time, advice, resource, and heart.
And that is the second Vice President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Liam Sebastian. Jesse Badwill was laid to rest earlier today. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy thinks the upcoming series against Afghanistan is a perfect chance for fringe players to make a claim to the team. The West Indies are in Dubai as they will take on Afghanistan in a 3-match T20 series starting Monday.
I think it's a great opportunity for guys, some of the young players that we have here, fringe players, to start building for the future, and also those who are here that will be in the World Cup squad. Good preparation, especially against Afghanistan, a very, very strong team in conditions similar to India. So I'm looking forward to start the year and hopefully gather some momentum, even though all our players are not on deck, but gather some momentum leading into the World Cup. I think the key for us is role execution. Especially focusing on the guys who probably would be in the World Cup squad, making sure they fine-tune their roles. I mean, we've been trying to do that over the last 2 years, and I think some of the players that we have, they've grabbed onto their roles. Some still probably need to fine-tune that, but that's what these games bring. Obviously, the main objective is to win, but for me and the group is to more define or solidify the roles in heading into the World Cup.
West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. FIFA talent coach Kurt Hurd says the National Youth Football Academy plans to target more than just the development of football players on the field. Hurd says apart from on-field training, players will be guided in other areas including education and good off-the-field practices. The academy, which has over 80 students, officially opened its doors last week.
Yeah, 100%. I found in my time here working with the national teams that there's a huge gap And what I want to try and do, and what I still hope to do, is to try and really enforce education through the programme. I know for myself, I wasn't the best at school, but what I did is I loved the game and I loved football just as these young boys and girls do. And when my education was linked to the game and linked through football, I could learn anything I wanted, and I could learn it as fast as I wanted. I'd love to do that. We're at a place at the minute, we have a safeguarding and education officer, so we're looking after the players holistically in that sense. The players are also given challenges and homework bi-weekly. That's not necessarily technical work. That could be something, clean a room. It could be, we want you to cook a meal and you bring that meal in with you the next day for your food. We're looking at the player holistically, but the reality is 0.00001%, are going to make it. So we have to create good people as well as good football players. We have to create good habits in people.
That is FIFA talent coach Kurt Hurd. He says players will also have to abide by certain guidelines while at the academy.
Hey, this is football. We have to do what we have to do. I keep saying the National Academy has to be a step above anything else, and if we have to be that way, we have to be that way. But the way that we do it is we have a structured system. We have 2 reviews per year. In that first review, you'll be informed of, the parents will be informed of, and the player, of their development. How are they developing? Are they developing well? Are they developing slowly? Are they on the cusp of potentially having to, it's better for them to step back? In the second review, the same again. Some might have to step out at that stage. Some might get a warning at that stage. And then we come to the end of the year and we review what we have. But we have a review system in place, so it's not just a case of we walk up and we say to a player, hey, you're not performing, we need you to step out. Every player will be given a fair chance. Every parent will be informed. We have a structured review process for the players throughout the year, so you know where you're at in terms of your development.
FIFA talent coach Kurt Hurd. Coach of Marigot Sunrise basketball team Keegan Prince is hoping his squad will bring their A game as they face the Dr. Daru Pishley Sports Club Falcons in the finals of the Neville Moose Spear Basketball League on the weekend. For the first time in 3 years, a team from Marigot will feature in the finals. Prince says the team is excited to be in the finals, but they are looking to walk away with the championship.
As you said, this is the 3rd year of the league, and that's the first time that we are making the finals. We got knocked out early, so we are pretty excited. The people of Marigot are excited that their team, are in the finals this year. You know the Falcons are a good team. We played them through the DBS already, so we are pretty much we have a good idea of what they are capable of. They are a good team, united team. So right now we are with the guys. We just trying to figure out, come with our game plan. Sit down, a positive game plan, and make sure we stick to the game plan. Can't say what is our game plan right now, give it away, but we're not going to be a task. Falcons not going to come and just hand us a trophy. We have to work for it. And we know they are a good team. As I said, we played them numerous of years in DBS, so we know what we are up against.
Well, that's the coach of Marigot Sunrise basketball team, Keegan Prince. The finals will be carried live on DBS Radio on Sunday from 8 p.m. and we will hear from the Falcons coach, Yannick Regis, in the morning package. In some schools, volleyball action, the Portsmouth Secondary School girls edged the Northeast Comprehensive School in the sports division's under-20 secondary schools volleyball tournament this afternoon. The PSS won the match 3 sets to 2. The set scores were 25-14, 25-18, 16-25, 25-27, and 14-16. In the boys division, the Portsmouth Secondary School had a clean sweep of the NECS boys, winning 3 sets to 0. The set scores 20-25, 19-25, and 19-25. In netball at Castlebrooks, Convent High School under 16 beat the Castlebrooks Secondary Schools under 16 team 12 goals to 5. That's in the girls category. In the under 20, Convent High School were again victorious over the Castlebrooks Secondary School. They won the match 25-14. Another dominant display from Gillen Seraphine as the 767 Sports Club SOWA team made light work out of the Detroit Wings to lift the DABA Paxton Banks Women's National League title last night at the Massac Indoor Facility. Seraphine had 41 points, outscoring her opponents by herself as Sowat took the match 66-37. Valencia John managed 14 for the Wings. Sowat took the three-match series 2-0. Seraphine says her team executed well.
Well, it was a good game. We already knew we had one game, one win under the belt, so we just wanted to win it in two. We didn't want to waste time and prolong the tournament, so the girls went out there focused, and we did what we do best. We were focused. We wanted to finish it in 2 games, so we just put everything that we had our heart, everything, we left it on the court, and we came out victorious.
Let's talk about the team. You have a lot of veteran players. What sort of role do you think they played in getting you to this point tonight?
Oh, experience. Experience does wonders in a game. So with our experience, and we have been playing together for a few years, so the mesh, we have that communication, so that really brought on the win for us.
How sweet is this victory, Galen, going undefeated in the season and back-to-back champions?
Oh, it feels great. It feels amazing, and I'm very proud of the girls.
How do you plan on, retooling though for next year? Because I'm sure a number of the teams are going to be coming back stronger. So, what are some of the plans?
Well, we definitely need to take our training serious. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start training. We do have a younger team, so we're all going to bond and just, experience to help the younger ones and motivate them, because we all can do it. Because it will be great if we see both teams in the finals this year.
767 Sports Club Sowat captain Galen Seraphine. Meantime, head coach Dunstan Maggie Peters says his team made his job very easy.
Yeah, well, basically, I can't take no credit. The players and them, they just have it, Rosie and them, they're ballers, GG, the ballers. I just sit down there, they really coach, so I don't really take no credit for that. But what I want to say is that, the Wings, they have a good effort, and what I want us to do is I want us, the DB and the clubs and them to let's get more women playing basketball. Let's make it more attractive, so we can attract. Let's go to the schools and let's get it going, because we need to be more competitive. You know what I mean?
All right, looking at your team, Maggie, I know a lot of praise will go to Galen Seraphine, was the leading scorer, but people like Rosilla Regis and even Christina Sobers doing the dirty work.
Yeah, man, Christina Bruiser. Respect Christina, she's a warrior. Yeah, I imagine she can't tell me she have a bad knee, but she don't want the opponent to realize that. So, but she playing. You know what I mean? So that's a warrior, that's a spirit. That's the kind of spirit we want our ballers to have, And Chanel, in the middle there. Yeah, man, we have a nice team effort, But, Galen is just a scoring machine. She's just unstoppable. So we need to build on that. We need to, we need to have a national team. We need to organize a tournament for them, so it can attract other girls, ladies to want to, let's make it be, attractive and make it be meaningful.
Head coach Dunstan Maggie Peters. Meantime, DABA Vice President Yannick Regis says the Women's League was a success.
I was proud overall of the competition this year, Gavin. We had a lot of competitive games. We had a lot of good basketball. All in all, we need more fan support, but the quality of basketball is there, and with that, we can build on the product. So I'm proud of the way we went about this, and we have a champion who is the defending champion, so the back-to-back champions, and we have a lot of young talent that we can build something with, and that is what we're looking for. Not just to have a league, but to build something that is sustainable, and so far so good.
What are some of the areas you might probably want to look to build on, as you look to continue to grow women's basketball?
Well, firstly, let me make it official that to congratulate the champions, the 767 Sports Club Sowat. And definitely we have to build on making it more attractive. The marketing, of course, potentially mixing the ABA Premier League with the Women's League, so that we can get the fans that come to the Premier League games to come and support the Women's League games as well. And that now will create a better atmosphere for the game, and then we can grow the game overall, because it has potential. I think women's sports on a whole is growing around the world, and Dominica has a chance to grow this thing and potentially build a national team that we can take on tour.
And that's the DAB Vice President Yannick Regis. Well, that's all the time that we have for the DBS Evening's Sport Report. I've been the presenter of the Sport Report for this evening, Alian Christopher. Of course, Leila Langford brought you the DBS Major News Package. Of course, our links person there, DJ Hello Boy. On behalf of all of us, Alian Christopher once again saying good evening.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.